You're probably looking to get some awesome rare weapons and blueprints to juice up your character in Arc Raiders. Well, don't worry, we've done all the hard work for you. There's a ton of different weapon crates scattered all across the different maps, and they give you some of the best loot that you can get. Some of them are guaranteed to spawn, while others may or may not be at the location. It's always worth checking them if you're nearby, just in case. So what we've done to help you guys get the best loot is show off all of the weapon crate locations in the Dam Battlegrounds map, the first map you have access to, that we've found so far, and organize them so it's super easy to follow and you can get a ton of good loot. If we helped you out with this, a like below really helps because this took ages, and well, let's get into it. So as you can see, there's a ton of these locations across the Dam Battlegrounds map. There's even more than this, but these are the ones that we've verified for you, so you're not going to a location and wasting your time. Remember, sometimes they spawn and sometimes they don't, so they won't always be there for you, and because there's so many, we've organized it in an easy way for you to follow. We'll cover all of the ones on the left side of the map around the swamp area, then we'll cover the ones in the northern part of the map, the middle part of the map and the control tower, and finally the south part of the map. So it's hopefully very easy for you to follow and go from point to point depending on where you spawn. Alright, so we'll start in the swamp area, and it's here on the map. I've circled it for you in the hydroponic area, and what you're looking for around this area is the long building structure that you can see I'm running up to. There's a hole in the side here that you can easily access, and just around the corner to the left with all of the shelves will be a weapon crate spawn. So just look around, and if it's on the shelf here for you, then you've got it. You can see it here on the map if you want some more specifics to check it out. But after this, we can head over to the other building in this hydroponic area. This is the bigger building. It's a bit more contested with some PvP sometimes, but if it's a bit quiet, you may as well head in there. You just might spot a mushroom like that if you want to upgrade Scrappy, and there are two spawns. There's one right here, as you can see next to me. Be wary of any of the Arc robots, but once you've checked that spawn, if it's not there, just run around the corner as I am here, and just back here in the corner, where I'm looking at is another spawn right here. So check both of these if you're ever in this building, as it's a double spawn, so pretty good if you're in the nearby zone. Then we're going to be heading a little south of where we just were, so these are all doable one after another. And as you'll see, there's a little metal sort of treehouse with a car that you can use to get up top. If you just jump up, you might be lucky and find a weapon crate right here. This is the exact spot on the map if it helps you out, as it is in a sort of swampy tree area. Just nearby here as well, in this part of the map, is another one to check, so you can do all of these back to back. It's just at the sort of fork in this little watery river bit. As you can see where I'm running up to, just below this little bit of dirt, there's another spawn, bam, right here on the map for you to take a look at. After that, we can then head all the way over to the west to this area on the map. Now over here is a tall building, and all you need to do is head on inside, and there's a sofa. So as you can see on the sofa is another spawn. So always check here when you're in the swamp area. Sometimes you spawn really close to it. You can see it's here on the map. So if you ever spawn near here, check this one out. After that, if you are near the apartments or in this area, you might as well head on over to where we've just shown, as in this apartment on the first floor, as you can see, there's actually a weapon crate spawn. So if you run on inside, head on through the building, just as I am right in the back corner. You see it was a pod for me this time, but that is a weapon crate spawn as well. You just might get lucky, or you'll get a pod with some other goodies like I did. After that, in this other part of the western map, we have the water treatment control. And in this zone, although it sometimes is contested, if you go from the outside ladder section that we just were at there, run into the building to the right here, and in this little computer room, you often find a weapon crate and other crates. So always come here in water control if you're nearby. Now we're going to be heading to the north of the map with our first location, and this one's a little bit of a maze. We didn't actually get capture of it ourselves or find its exact spot, but there's meant to be a couple of weapon crate spawns in this concrete electrical maze area. There's also Arc robots nearby, so just look around as I am, and in some of these corners you just might get lucky and find a crate. It's around this part of the map here. But while you're in the northern area, you can head over here. This is an even easier spot to find and grab a crate, so just run along the top walkway. There might be some Arc robots, but right at the end, it didn't spawn for us this time, but right where I'm looking is another crate spawn. So if you're in that northern part here on the map, you may as well go over and check it out. And once again, while you're in the north, you may as well go down into the red lake where that icon and circle is. What you'll find is a sort of lopsided bunker, and at the back of the bunker inside, there'll often be a weapon crate or some other kind of cache or ammo container, so this is always worth checking if you happen to be in the red lake area. After this though, we're now going to be going to the middle section of the map, and just here, as you can see, will be another spot that you can go to farm. So, in this middle section, on the lower part of the dam, you'll see I'm jumping down to get here, but you can access it just on foot by walking or running. You'll find in the corner there's some blue barrels, and this corner here, you can see there's a pod for me, but around this corner is another weapon crate spawn, so if you're lucky, it just might be a weapon box or something else. Then while you're in the middle, you may as well go here. This next one's a guaranteed weapon crate, so it is a bit more contested, and there's almost a small puzzle to get it, but it's very, very simple. You want to run down the entrance point from the dam as we have here, and there'll be a load of consoles with these metal bridges. Now, all you need to do is activate the console and it will lower the bridge, but you want to activate this one that looks towards the control tower zone. This little middle section, once the bridge is down, will have a room that you can breach, and inside there's a ton of loot, including what I believe is a guaranteed weapon crate. So once the bridge is lowered, you can just run across. As you see, there will be a breach to do, and breaches, while they do make a lot of noise, are actually quite good because you get a chunk of XP for doing it. So not only do you get the loot that's inside, and there is a lot of loot, enough for a whole party to share, but you also get a bit of XP by doing that breach. As you can see, there's a weapon crate, bam, right on the floor here, and lockers and other things inside. This is the exact spot on the map, just in case it was a bit hard to follow, so hopefully that does help. Now we are going to be going into the control tower next, and there's two spawns to look out for that we've found. The first one is inside the middle part of the control tower, so you want to go up to the first floor, and you can see right in the corner here behind this sofa with that little pattern on the wall, there's another weapon crate. It's exactly here on the map. The next one, however, is amazing, but does require a keycard. So if you happen to have the control tower keycard, it's a purple keycard, which you do get from a main quest. Put it in your safe box, and then from the lower floor, you need to do a little side door entrance where you'll see these zip lines. Sometimes there are turrets above, as you can see there is a turret there. It doesn't really have time to aggro and do much damage to you if you just zip line up. You can of course take it out as well, especially from the top. It's a lot easier to shoot from the top rather than the bottom, but you will have to breach a door to get in this area anyway, and then just make your way up to the very, very top. As you see, that turret will aggro my buddy here, 2-6. We'll do some shots, but it didn't actually hit him anyway. You can just shoot it a couple times to destroy it. Now, as you go up further into the tower here, there will be some arc robots through these corridors. So watch out. As you can see, there's one there, but there will be some more coming. So make sure to take them out. You can see the key card unlock door is right here, so you can pop that open. There'll be a bunch of lockers that you can loot. There'll be a turret inside, so make sure you take that out. 2 shots from an anvil is pretty good for doing that. Again, there will be more lockers up here, but where these red lockers are in the tables, there's a bunch of weapon crate spawns that can happen, so it can be under either table right here on the map, and it can also be against the walls, so look around. But next up, we're going to start our south run. There's quite a few along the south that you can do in a batch together. So starting here, right at the edge of the map, just look for this little truck, this half truck, and just on the back of it, and this one doesn't get checked very often because it's so far out of the way of the map, there's a weapon crate. So this one's free to grab a lot of the time. So you can see it there and here on the map. Then we have our next south one in the testing annex. This one is a chance to spawn. It's not always there, but when you're inside in this part with the big table and the broken out windows, right where I'm looking is another weapon crate spawn right here, so make sure to check that if you're nearby. Then we want to head over here on the map to our third south location. This one is up this little spiral, rusted out staircase, and just on this little vent on the side that you can jump over to is another weapon crate. It's not always there, but sometimes it is, so you may as well check it. After that, we're going to be heading really far south to this area at the very bottom of the map. Another free one to get, as not many people even go here or know it's a thing. But there'll be a big rusted building, as you can see here. There'll be other bags to loot, extra things around the place, but there's actually a weapon crate spawn right here on this table. So you just might get lucky if you're passing through the south of the map. You can see it's right here at this little outpost right down the south of the map. And for our final one, we then have this area a little to the west of where we just were, another one on the very edge of the map. So this is often free once again because not many people know about these edge spots and there's not a lot of competition or foot traffic through these areas. You can see there's a weapon crate right behind the green corrugated iron little building right here on the map. So hopefully this helps you guys out and will help your farming and get you a ton of blueprints and weapons. We spent hours just traversing the map, finding these spots, verifying that they were, real and would actually spawn there so that we could actually show you guys guaranteed spawn spots. If this did help, a like down below really does help us as we put a lot of work into this to hopefully improve the game and help some farming for you guys. And we'll be back with more Arc Raiders soon, so make sure you're subscribed down below. Here at Arix Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.